All right, welcome back to SK Hobbies AZ, and I am Stitch. And on this episode, we are doing part 2 of this series, and we're going to be talking about another SCX24 hard body build that we did and the process of going behind it. You're not going to want to miss this, so stay tuned. All right, well, welcome back. So this one we did was a 1955 classic Chevy, and you can see it's the Coca-Cola one that. So it actually comes with a little mini. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So it's an old school bottled vending machine. Now they wanted me to do all kinds of painting on this. I just decided I just put the decals on, and it'll become part of my little scale garage. And then it comes with a freaking dolly. Look at that. Look at that. Look, and it's and they're metal. Like you can basically roll away. So that'll be part of my scale garage when I get my scale garage built, because we are going to build one for the SCX24s. So if you watched my previous video on the green guy, we're going to talk a little bit about the differences. We'll start with the chassis first. So, same chassis, same Furatech chassis rails, same Komodo 1400 kV Komodo motor, the Stellar transmission, the Lizard Ultimate ESC. We're running brushless. The Endura high clearance links. We have Endura skid plate. We have the wheel hex extensions in the rear that are Endura. We have the brass knuckles. We have CCXRC's baby hippos with CCXRC's brass diff covers. We're running the Trill servo mount up front. We're running the Trill high clearance links in the rear. We're running the plus 5mm extensions in the front when it comes to widening that wheelbase, adding that weight to the front. This one is actually running Trill brass steering linkage up here in front. And we're running a Reefs RC servo horn on this bad boy, where this guy here is running a smaller servo horn. It's an aluminum one. It's an eBay off-brand, but I got it. The rims on this bad boy are not the Trills like the green one has. This is the Endura. Now, we did add brass rings in the tire. So the inner ring is brass, and that is by Endura, and it's adding about 13 grams per tire. So we're looking at 26 grams up front, 26 grams in the rear of weight. Little bit less than what we were getting on this guy, because with the Trill it's like 22.4 grams total. So we'll see what happens with the performance of this guy. Other than that, still running the Endura shocks, the double barrels with springs. We're running the Reefs RC 99 Micro, but this is the Mighty Chihuahua, CCXRC's version of it. So we have that up front, and we're still running the Little Guy Racing Swamp King MT tires, the 57mm diameter tires for that low scale look. As for mounting the body, we did the same. We're still using the 060 styrene sheets like this, and we put a half inch up here and a half inch up here. We double stacked them, glued those together, glued them to the chassis. I didn't talk in the other one, but I had to adjust the heights here to be able to fit the battery inside here. So keep that in mind if you're going to use these chassis for doing that. You can't put them directly on top of the rail. You've got to be able to leave a little room so the battery can slide in and out. So with that being said, we did the same with the sidewalls and the magnets, the styrene and the magnets. I'll put links in the description. So let's go ahead and move to this body. So when it comes down to this body, same way, both the front and the bed of the truck it mounts to the chassis. So with that being said, I needed to mount them together, so I used 2 pieces of styrene of the 060 cut to the same width of the back. And with this guy, I kind of left it blank on the bottom so you guys could see the coloring on it. Got that glued into place. With the magnets and the way this was working, I just glued the magnets right to the bottom of the bed to get that taken care of, so I didn't put a piece of styrene like I did on the green one. And then you can see my big stack of styrene right here that I had to do. Now you could probably equate that by getting thicker styrene or using something else to get your height for it. I had a bunch of this 060 styrene. I just cut strips and just made the thickness. It may added some weight to it, but we'll see. Interior wise, I did the same, and you can see underneath there is no floorboard. I cut that out because of this motor over here being able to turn. We wanted to have that room underneath there. Interior is painted the same using the same Rust-Oleum paint. The steering wheel I hand painted with black acrylic, and then the exterior of this I used a really bright teal by Rust-Oleum. And so on this one I did all of my masking and took it out, and I put several layers. I think I used 4 layers of that Rust-Oleum baby blue paint, or the teal paint, and coated it, and it turned out looking really pretty. So after I did that and getting the interior painted, I shifted to the bed, and I did a little bit different wood styling of the bed. Now this one, I started off with just the white bed that came in the kit, and I basically coated it in a mustard color. So it's kind of a mustard acrylic color, and I coated everything solid with that mustard color, trying a different technique. And then from there, I took black and basically kind of just brushed down the lines here in, see if you can kind of see it, in a black. And then I went over that black along the edges with a little thin brush down that strip, or the stripings for the wood. I did a light brown. And then I took the dark brown, I mixed it with the mustard color, and then I took that and did a 50-50 whitewash, or a wash, 50% water, 50% that mixture of the mustard and the dark brown, and created that, that liquid wash, and then basically just liquid washed over it. And then that's how I ended up with that. And then the inside walls I painted black, as you can see there. After I got all that done, I installed the windows using CA glue. Got the interior pushed up in there and glued into place, and then started working on the chrome. Now see, this one here, what was a little different, the bumper actually attaches to the back side here, so I just glued that in. It does have a spot for underneath where it mounted to the chassis too, but I noticed that it just sat in there, so I didn't have to use any additional styrene on the bottom here. The front bumper, got that chrome glued in, got the grill here. Now this one had little chrome inserts that went in for the lights, and then it had the little clear lens piece that goes on the outside, so I got that glued in there. And then from there, she was ready to go. So super fun. It is time consuming doing these, but I don't know. I think it looks really cool having that hard body shell on there. You know what I mean? All right, so now let's look at the weight on this. My other one, I had a good 60-40, almost a 60-40 split. A little bit more on the left than the right when it came to that. And we were setting at like 580 grams, I believe. We were setting at like 580.3 grams on this bad boy. So we're going to see how much of a difference it is with this one. Let me go ahead and get this set up here. So you can see I got the scales out. We are zeroed out. Let's put this bad boy on. All right, let me get a screenshot. All right. Same thing. I'm going to put it up here on the right-hand side. This is my right. Hopefully it's probably the left on your screen. But I'll put it up what we've got. And it looks like we got that 60-40 split. Now, overall weight of the vehicle, we were at 580.3 grams on this bad boy. This guy's we were only at 506.9 grams on this. So we're a lot lighter on this. Now, also remember, this guy has the brass bars under here, the boulder bars. We don't have that on this rig. So that was an additional 7 grams on each side. So that's 14 grams of explanation right there. I guess maybe a lot of it in the body weight. And, of course, the styrene that I added. We still got that 60-40 split pretty much. Left to right. I mean, we are looking a little bit, like 17 grams difference on the left over the right, but a lot of that could just be placement of the body. Front to rear, I mean, we're at 298.5 in the front, we're at 208.4 in the rear. So, I don't know, I think it's looking pretty good. We'll see how it performs out on the course. Once again, don't forget to jump down in that comment section and let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, you want some answers on it, I'm more than happy to respond back to yours. You can also email me at stitch@SK Hobbies AZ. And then you can find me on one of my live streams and ask me a question there. But needless to say, don't forget to like and subscribe. Bash that bell. I'm Stitch, SK Hobbies AZ, and I'm out.